Hello, Southeastern family. Pretty soon it'll be an opportunity for us to get back together and worship in person. David's going to explain to you our return to worship plan, and we ask that you adhere to it as best that you possibly can. I know it's been a while since we've seen one another, and we're going to ask you to refrain from hugging and handshaking and all those things that may be a little strange for Christians that love one another. However, we must do that so that we can continue to stay healthy and continue to worship together in person. We'll get it done, we'll do it right, and we'll still be together. I love each one of you and can't wait to see you again.
Hello, brothers and sisters and friends of Southeastern Church of Christ. I have a message for you about in-person worship on June the 21st. But before I begin, I want to say a couple of things. First of all, yes, this is a Band-Aid on my nose. I had a biopsy today of what will hopefully turn out to be a basal cell skin cancer, relatively harmless, and they will be able to take it off. But I have to keep the Band-Aid on for 24 hours, so I hope it's not too distracting. I was a little concerned when the doctor told me that if they had to cut it out, she would make sure that I stayed pretty, which immediately called into her qualifications as a doctor. But anyway, so that's the reason for the Band-Aid. The second thing I would like to say is I would like to thank Beth Law, Alicia Colglazer, and Joey for providing valuable input and insight into this plan. And then I'd also like to thank Mark and Debbie McKee for reviewing it and making some corrections and again providing some insight. If there's anything wrong with it, if there's any errors in judgment, they belong to me. But I wanted to thank them for their efforts and for their input to this. As you may already realize, the mayor gave an update yesterday. And Marion County will move into stage 4 of the reopening plan this coming Friday, a week from today, June the 19th. For houses of worship, the only thing that really changed was we moved from 50% capacity to 75% capacity. But we still have to wear masks and we still have to maintain social distancing. So the number of people that we can get in this building really didn't change. But keeping in mind our mission to love God, love people, and make a difference in the world, and keeping in mind our responsibility as citizens of the state of Indiana and as citizens of Marion County. Here are some of the things that you can expect come Sunday, June 21st. First of all, before we get into the details, I would like for you to email me at david@southeastern.org by next Thursday and let me know if you plan to attend on Sunday the 21st. Which service, the 10:30 a.m. service or the 2:30 p.m. service, you plan to attend. And how many family members plan to attend. We'd like to get an idea of how many people we expect to have at each service so we can get an idea of where we can seat people. So, the details. Anyone 65 or older and those with an underlying at-risk health condition such as, but not limited to, diabetes, high blood pressure, respiratory illness, or cancer should stay home and watch the online service. Masks are required for anyone who is over the age of 2. Please provide your own. We will have a few masks available here at the building in case you forget yours. If you are a resident of Marion County, you can go to www.indy.gov/masks and sign up, and the county will mail you a free mask for yourself and members of your family. So again, masks are required for anyone over the age of 2. Social distancing, that is 6 feet of separation between non-family members is required. If you have a fever or are not feeling well on Sunday morning, June 21st, please stay home. If you have had direct exposure to someone who has COVID-19, please stay home. Entry into the building will be available through 2 doors in our atrium only, and the doors will be marked. Exits will be, again, at the atrium and the north-facing door in the auditorium, and again, these doors will be marked as exits. The only bathrooms that we can use will be in the atrium. Each of the doors has a foot pedal that you can use to open the door from inside so that you don't have to touch the door handle. And thank Mark McKee for that idea and for installing them. Single-serve communion cups will be available on a table in the atrium, so please pick one up as you come in. Hand sanitizer will be available in the atrium. We will have a few collection plates inside the auditorium. Please do not pick them up and pass them around. If you bring your contribution to the building, you can put it in the plate. You still can use the online giving or continue to mail your contribution to the office. Please do not shake hands, fist bump, or hug non-family members. Now, I know as well as you do that we are all members of the family of Christ. That's not an excuse. If somebody is not a member of your immediate family that you have been at home with, please, please do not shake their hand, do not fist bump, do not hug them. Find some other appropriate, perhaps a wave, some other appropriate non-contact form of greeting. The water fountain will not be available. The coffee maker will not be available. Tea will not be available. There will be no drinks available in the auditorium. Now, we may be able to purchase bottles of water, but again, if we put them on a table in the atrium, please do not stand there and congregate with one another while you drink your water. Please pick the water bottle up if we have them and bring them into the auditorium. Please arrive early. Ushers will seat you. Please do not walk into the atrium and find a seat and sit down. We will have ushers to take you to your seat, so please follow their direction. Ushers will also dismiss you, or perhaps Joey, or perhaps whoever gives the blessing on that Sunday. We will attempt to dismiss people by rows, kind of like they do at a wedding, so that we can maintain social distancing. Please, please do not congregate in the atrium either before or after worship. We must maintain 6 feet of separation within this building for non-family members. Especially after worship, we have to clear the building in time for the building to be cleaned and ready to go for the 2:30 p.m. service. No nursery will be available. If you bring your children, they will sit with you during the service. Now let me say a few words about our online service. Some of you already know this, but last month the church applied for and received a grant to purchase live streaming equipment. All of the equipment has been ordered and all of the equipment has arrived here at the building except for the camera. The camera is on back order. They would not provide me with a shipping date, but I heard from another company that does business here in town and sells a lot of the cameras. They were told the cameras probably would not ship until the 1st of July. So we have everything but the camera. So beginning Sunday, June 21st, we will record the 10:30 a.m. service, either using the camera that I am using now or Joey's camera, which is similar to this. However, due to various factors, the quality of the video and the quality of the audio is probably not going to be as good as what we have experienced over the last few months. The camera that I'm using now and the camera that Joey has is just not as good a camera as the one that we've ordered. But thanks to Jeremiah McDaniel, the auditorium now has more functioning lights, including the 2 spotlights, than we've had in months. Still, the video may appear darker than what it actually is here in the auditorium. That is to be expected, and there's really nothing we can do about that without an undue huge expense of money. So we're just going to have to be satisfied with being able to see everybody and being able to hear everybody. Again, the quality is not as good until our camera arrives. When the camera arrives, we will get all of the equipment installed, we will get the people trained, and then we will begin our live streaming of worship. But again, that's probably not going to happen until mid to late July. I want to ask that everybody be patient as we work through this process. None of us have ever lived through a pandemic before. Most of us have not been involved in live streaming worship before. If it seems as if we're learning as we go, then stop and pray for us. Don't criticize us. Pray for us. We're doing the best we can. Joey has done a fantastic job so far. Bill Whitehair has already configured the computer. He's already laying cable, and he will have our live streaming equipment installed and operational as soon as possible, and we need to thank him for that. Again, the quality may not be as good, but instead of complaining about it, pray for us. So if after reading the bulletin, and these details are in the bulletin, and watching this video, if you still have questions, please feel free to email me at david@southeastern.org, and I will do my best to get you an answer. In all of this, let's keep in mind that our primary focus is worshiping God. Yes, I miss you all. It's going to be great to see whoever shows up. But again, if you're 65 or older, or if you have an underlying at-risk health condition, if you're sick, if you're not feeling well, if you've been exposed to somebody who has COVID-19, please stay home. One more word about the online worship. Since we're recording the 10:30 a.m. Worship service, after the service is over, I will download the file and I will compress it on the computer, and then I will email it to Melanie and email it to Andrea, and they will get it posted on our website and our Facebook and YouTube. So it may not be available till about noon, perhaps even later than that, but we will get it online as soon as we can. So Sunday morning, June 21st, don't get up and log onto your computer in the morning expecting to find a video worship service. It probably won't be there till around noon or 1 o'clock. But again, be patient with us, pray for us as we go through this process, and let's all keep in mind that our primary responsibility as God's children is to worship Him.